Here we go. Y'all see where we at? Y'all see where we at? About to get y'all a little game today. Nice view. 17th on 17th, looking at 18th. Got a little game for them today.
Oh boy, if there's ever some land that we could claim, this is the land. Because we was here first. Designated for black folks in Middletown. We good, dog. This is all right. We got sunshine. We got it. But this land right here, we can make an argument. It ain't no argument. We can just make the claim. Who the land belongs to now? Is it the city? Because if it's a park, now we can say we want to adopt a park. And y'all spend some money to make it be a park. Because you got the bike path, okay, but the thing is, you got people still living in the projects, but people can get here and do some things. Because, man, Booker T. What do you call it? Bond View?
Bond View. Bond View Park set right here.
And then when
Booker T was watching this school right up the hill.
When they brought Willie Mae Durant here, she opened 4 parks for Armco, for the kids, or the black employees. So they had 4 parks spread out. So, but this is where black folks, by the way of Armco, had houses, had a school, but it was a community center too. Because we did church in the school, and that was big fun. We had the auditorium, we had the classrooms. It was the best school built in Middletown. Armco broke ground today, May the 10th, 1918, and man, had everything. So we had all black teachers and all black kids. And there's a story that there was some white folks that lived down here too. But the white girl would have to keep on going up to Old South because it was segregated school. But it's, man, from what I've heard, those people, that's what you shared Horace went here. I know the Jacksons went here. Dodo McCluskey went here. Pringle went here. Then there's just some other folks that we'll start hearing names of who went here because they was all the children of the black employees. But the main thing is, this is one of the nicest spots in Middletown. And it's the beginning spot when folks would be on the Underground Railroad. They was on the banks of the river and the banks of the canal. But mainly over here on the banks of the river. So this here is good. The trees, you can tell how old the place is because you got all the big trees, big old trees. They've been here since trees been here. So, right? What do we want to do as far as peace is concerned is have us a spot. I've been listening to the folks complain about Douglas and the Hispanics and the Dominicans and all them folks in the park. I'm like, that's who live down here now. More of them live down here than black folks. But, if we could have this, because we got the big tree, that could be where picnic area could be this time of the day. And then folks can come down after work, relax, and then it's big enough to have where folks can walk it far as the exercise is concerned. Kids can play. I talked to Tank Howard today. He's talking about a baseball diamond down here. So then we look at, soccer. You can do soccer here. You can do football here. You can do everything here. But mainly have it so that folks got something to do. Be able to relax. So 17th and 18th. Spot that George M. Verity said, segregation might have been the law, but his black employees was going to have the best. And he saw to it. So it's just a thing now that the school, the whole thing with the school was it had all black staff. And they taught. I listen to people talking about our kids not being able to learn, or the school systems ain't adequate, the teachers ain't adequate. But when we grew up as kids, the community was about expectations from us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, y'all gonna go to school, listen, follow instructions, but we want to be the best.
Right.
And it wasn't just in school. It happened in your neighborhoods. It happened at church. Wherever you went, it was going to be a learning situation. But you always knew who were those people ahead of you, because that's just, they looked out for us, man. So you figure Armco Colored Association, it was established in 1920. In 1925, they was really in play, organized, doing everything for black folks. So you got Booker T. Washington, they had their own community center. So they'd have style shows, they'd have talent shows.
That
everything.
was where Mount Zion at.
Huh?
No, where Mount Zion at.
What was that?
That was where the center was.
Yeah, after they left
the old Doty House.
from over on Curtis.
Right.
Okay, they was on Curtis, and Armco needed to expand, so they brought them on over there, because that was Daniel Doty's son's land.
Right.
So you got all that. So you got, when you look at it, Verity Parkway was the canal. Okay, so and the canal went all the way over to Curtis, because where you see the markers, the white markers on Curtis is where they connect the canal boats, and right there down the hill from Kenny Hart now, over there where the Gins live. That's why they was up on the Highland. Okay, all of that was above the canal, and the canal went all the way over to the where the paper company was. So there's pictures of all of that. But like down here, you know the pictures we got of the schools, the kids playing in the playground. But you can even do a field day down here, like they would do at the schools when they had their field days. So it's potential, but I like it because it's quiet. When I was growing up, when we had moved down here on 15, this was one of the quietest parts of town. So, but in the mornings, you get this is all right, man. But sunset, this is where we're at. So, but the whole thing, bro, is that people gotta understand we took care of us. Community took care of each other, and we had everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people don't understand. We had everything we needed, and we depended on each other. And the milkman was white, the insurance man was white, except for Mr. Haywood. You know, he had his thing. But then, in some of the research we'll share later, when we start gathering folks so they can really see what we got, is they had their own savings and loan company downtown. Black folks, when they was living up there where old Bethel was, right there past the city building. But the new stuff that's up on the wall now, in the Pendleton, the maps, man, you can see where the people actually live.
Right.
Okay, and so that was fun. That's what I've been doing the last 2 days. Is how do we let people look at the maps, then see where the land was, and now be able to go and say, oh, okay, that's where this is. So some pride, man. Some pride. Yeah, I understand people's feelings about Douglas, because we grew up in Douglas. I mean, what, Armco built the pool in 1930, 33, along that time.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody, black, in the area, they didn't have no place else to go, because this was the only place for black folks. And everybody came. We saw them come on buses. We saw Sunday school picnics. We saw family reunions. Folks showed up, because the deal was when they built Douglas Pool, it was stipulated that Douglas Pool would be built the same as Sunset Pool. So Douglas and Sunset had the same thing. So we could have, like I said this morning, man, I was talking to some people that was telling me where the money is as far as the parks are concerned, with the Parks Board. And so some of this ARPA money that came for COVID and all that other stuff,
Yeah, I ain't said
they
nothing.
got the funds. And so listening to these folks today, they telling me about where this money is. So now we can make the move on, ask the question, what's going on with Washington Park. So they already got plans for Douglas Park. Douglas is considered one of those parks, but here we can put in a walking path, bike path, different things where folks can bring their families and be relaxed and not have to be concerned about that crazy.
This also used to be where they played football.
Oh yeah, did it?
Main Street Projects versus the 18th Projects. Yeah,
There was some real game.
real game.
See, we was coming from Bucktown, and we played Hunky Town. We played Rosedale, but see, then they had the football field over there by Armco.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, before Dillman's and all of that came in, that was where we go play football over there. Then when they come to this side of town, we play at Taft, we play at McKinley, play at Barnett's. We didn't come down to Cloverdale on this side to play, because everything pretty much with Cloverdale was about the park, about Douglas Park. But man, this people just gotta come see what we got downtown at the Pendleton. Bring the kids. So we want to launch going into when school comes out, pushing for scholarships for the kids, for the mothers. Some people remember the Twilight program. So now we can do this. We got people here that can do it, and now we just and we understand the mix that's at Rosa Parks. You got Mexicans here. They here. There's a bunch of them. So, and then the reality of it is black folks have been able to move to the east side. So we're everywhere, but now let's do something, get the churches. Churches can come down here and have competitions or just fellowship, because we got enough room to put up a bunch of tents. So did you get to do the circus
No.
when you was a kid?
Oh yeah. Coming up.
Okay.
At Douglas.
Yeah, no.
How's
Down by the bowling alley.
Oh no.
All of that area, man, was C.T. Barnum. I mean, the big circus. They would come in on the train, and then they had a parade with the elephants and all of that. So
Right.
we had everything. So now there's money there. We just have to be organized and be responsible and go ahead and make a plan. So the main thing is education. We come to know the history of what we got, and as we tell it orally, okay, it's written, but the main thing is sharing memories, having people share what they remember, families, talking to some old folks, recording them, like we doing this here, and people can get the thing, man, Mark Mays, he's one of his favorite fans.
That's my guy.
He said, yeah, man. He said, Purnell, he's on point. Then he was telling me what he was telling you about your grandfather and some of the folks. We had businesses. Folks you could get your cars fixed. You could get everything done because we had to rely on each other. But we had, what, Kroger's?
Yeah.
Dairy Queen, A&W Root Beer, the Armory. I saw the Ohio players in the Armory. Oh, man. Pain. That's 72. That was big fun. So now we've got the Historical Society on board. They hear, they see what the story is. And regardless of how folks feel about Armco, George M. Verity, he's a red-headed stepchild. His daddy was a Methodist evangelist who was abolitionist. So that's why Verity wanted the park named Frederick Douglass Park, because he knew about Frederick Douglass. He read Frederick Douglass's works. And so you had the Presbyterians, okay, the Methodists, AME, coming up from Cincinnati through Hamilton, and then on up there, uptown. So it was good. It was good where we were. And, the thing, man, we gotta understand, wanting stuff because we see somebody else has got that stuff, it's really against the culture, okay? But if you got what you need and you do what needs to be done, you can have whatever you want to have. So we got a lot of Armco retirees, got grandkids, they got, it's a culture. So the prayer is, what do we do coming together? What's our duty to God as far as worship, understanding, whatever it is, however you see it, you do what you got to do, however you see that. But when we come together, then we coming together solely for that love. I mean, community's tight. So one thing, I grew up on 9th Avenue. We said it was over 100 kids on 9th Avenue.
Right.
You had Rob's place, you had the bus running up and down, but the other side of town, they had more kids than we had. So we've been here, we're gonna be here, but now let's do something for us.
Yeah.
And it can be done. If we spend more time looking at solutions than complaining, we can get a lot done. And it's gonna happen. It's just fun. I mean, this area down here is the oldest part of Middletown as far as people coming from the north and coming from the south because of the river. The river, the Indians, when they first came through, they called them Indians, but they was Africans. So we got information on when they showed up, and then on that other side of the river, where West Middletown Hill is, that hill ain't never changed. They ain't put no dirt over there to make the hill. The hills was already there. And over in Trenton, there's a mound. It's the second largest mound in North America, second to Miamisburg. So it was called Signal Mound. And from Signal Mound, they could see signals coming from Miamisburg and send signals down to Fort Ancient. So all of that is, when we was kids, we went to Fort Ancient for school. They take us down there. And so when the people would be coming up on the Miami River, they had to come through the Swordsville because that's where the river is. So when you're down that way, all of that's Underground Railroad. And there was this one man named Pug Muncie, and he lived down there, Todd Hunter Road area. And his thing was, that was the highest spot of land where he could see anything and everything coming from south. But once you got up to Todd Hunter Road, it leveled off, and he could just come on up in here and do what he did. Yeah, you had folks that was evil. Okay, we know that. Same evil is still here, but we got peace. We just got to deal with us. Deal with us and be loving. Bible-wise, I've been sharing Deuteronomy, the 6th chapter. Moses talking to the Egyptians. So if the Egyptians wasn't black, I don't know who they was. So anybody, we gotta just look and see. Don't worry about the color of somebody's skin, but understand who we are as a people and do what we gotta do.
So when did they tear down the school? I forgot.
It would have been, I think, the 60s.
60s.
I think we had gone to United, and a fire somehow, burnt the school, and then they tore it down after that. But we got the dates in the research.
Same thing with South School, huh?
Oh, South burned up after this burned.
Yeah, after.
Yeah, because this was Edison for a while. So they started Edison, in 58, I think it is. So all we know is we had everything, bro, and still can do some things, but be organized. Okay, you had the Armed Corps Colors Association.
Mm-hmm.
They handled the organizing for the whole community, whether the people worked at Armed Corps or not. They looked out for all the black people and all black people. Then you had all your different churches. You had all of that.
Yeah.
But
you even had black policemen that could patrol the area.
Yeah. We got their pictures too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you brought some good stuff to the wall. And it's been fun. The last couple of days, and I saw you yesterday when you came in and you was checking out where we got.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there were some things that I didn't have up yesterday.
Oh.
It's up now, so
I gotta go back.
Oh, you can take a tour now. We can bring you in the door and show you what was the beginning as far as black folks showing up and who they were. Then you go down a ways and you see the early history of black folks organizing themselves. And so then you hit the back wall and you see all of what the Underground Railroad is, as far as when it starts from the Ohio River and goes all the way up to Lake Erie, how it goes to West Elkton, how it goes to Springboro, and how all that was because of the canal and because of the river and people helping each other. So, and that's all it is. I was talking to these white folks today. I said, when some folks learn that they can work together for the good of the whole, then that's what Middletown was that I lived, that I understood growing up. Losing Pee Wee football, it hurt the city.
Oh yeah.
Okay, not whole baseball. Okay, because as kids we was interacting, but one thing about sports, people love winners. So when you're winning, people are happy and they work together. So we gotta encourage our young folks, do well in school, listen and follow instruction, but prepare yourself for whatever you're gonna do. Athletics, music, the talent shows we had at McKinley. They was having them at Booker T.
Right.
Then, so.
Okay, we're gonna wrap this up.
Yes, sir. I appreciate this.
We're gonna wrap this up.
Yes, sir.
Hey, y'all. So basically, this is a lot of black history right here in this little area. Booker T. Washington set up there. What was it called again? Bellevue?
Bondview.
Bondview.
Cloverdale.
Bondview Park set right here in the field. This land is your land.
But as far
So we
as
need to
you
get
can
a park
see,
together.
looking down the river, that's where we came from.
Get back at y'all.
So we're good.